guess you'll die. Ooh! Ah! Ow! Ooh! Ooh! Ah! Ah! Ah!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to a brand new episode of Kill of the Week. I am your host, Brandon, along with my cohorts. We have right above me, Josh. Next to him is Jill, and then below her is Chris. And I'm going to pass it away to Jill because this was her pick today for this episode. So why don't you tell us what we're watching, why we're watching it, and where it was when you first saw it.
Okay, we are watching the original Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I forget what year it came out, like in the 90s?
91, 92.
91, 92. I believe I first saw it when I was in college with my roommate, but I cannot remember, and I have no idea how I never saw it earlier than that. But today we're specifically talking about our Pee Wee Herman death at the very end of the movie. Did I answer all your questions?
That answered every question. All right.
Okay,
who else has anyone else seen this movie besides me and Jill?
I have not.
I have not either.
All right. But if y'all are familiar with the TV show.
Heard of it.
You cannot pretend like you have not watched Buffy.
Oh, I was going to say, I've seen clips like throughout. I've never actually watched a full episode of Buffy.
Oh my God, you're coming over. We're watching Buffy. That's it.
I'm down. I realized it was a golden era. I missed that. I missed Charm. It was Xena and the Princess War. I missed all of them.
Oh my God. Oh, we're sitting down. Okay.
All right, let's be fair. We've all watched Xena. That was a show that you couldn't get away from.
You, as a grown man now, I realize that. I was playing basketball and outside. I was like, why?
Oh, you were an outdoors kid. I get it.
My grandma made me go outside.
But so this movie predates the TV show. This was the first rendition of Buffy before it became a TV show. It was still written by Josh Whedon. This was his creation, which is kind of funny because according to him, this movie was completely butchered of his original idea. His original idea was the TV show to make it more badass, more serious tone, and the studio got a hold of the script, and they basically said that wasn't gonna be done that way. They wanted to lighten it up for audiences, and we got this kind of like kooky comedy type thing with vampires and a cheerleader becoming a vampire hunter.
That was the same with the original. You just didn't really notice it as much.
Yeah, but as much as I love Christy Swanson for Mannequin 2, she was no Buffy with that one.
The Mannequin is something else.
Sarah Michelle Gellar really took that role and made it what it ought to have been, should have been.
She was probably shooting these at the same time. Mannequin 2 was 91, and I think Buffy came out 92.
Yeah, so probably it would make sense.
That's amazing.
But yeah, this was written by Josh Whedon. It was directed by Fran Rubel Kuzi. I don't know how I would pronounce that, but one of the cool things about that duo was that Josh went on to create the TV show, and Fran went on to be the producer for the shows. So there was obviously no bad blood between them. It was definitely all the studios doing studio work in Hollywood and everything like that. But we're here to talk about Paul Rubin, aka Pee Wee Herman, R.I.P. as what's his name? Amelin? I don't know how to pronounce the name of the vampire, but his glorious death scene in this movie where he gets punctured in the heart and ultimately dies 4 times, or ultimately just continuously dies throughout it. There's a lot of facts about this movie, but there's not too much about the facts of this movie that this is what's going to make it great for the whole thing for this kill is that it was 100% improvised. That when he got stabbed in the heart and fell, Paul Rubens just got up on his own and was just doing that without any direction because he was a comedic genius.
I do think probably the whole scene was improvised because if you pay attention to his lines before he dies, I think he's making it up as he goes because you can almost see her like try not to laugh with he's just like in her ear, just like saying like, "Do you ever just not feel so fresh?" and all these stupid ass comments. Like it's just him being left alone to just do what he does.
It's something about improvised that I like so much.
Yeah. We watched the kill as a group before we hopped on to start recording. So like, Josh, with this being your first time seeing this kill, what was running through your mind?
When I first saw it and then he popped back up, I was like, is the violin man killing him? Because I'm like, he's going to his rhythm. I'm like, or is he? How are they connected? Because he looks confused. And then I was like, this is hilarious. I kind of want to make this a dance move.
Yeah. He was kind of like the head vampire, the one playing the violin.
Now that makes sense.
He was just observing. Yeah.
So he did orchestrate.
What did you think when you first saw it? The kill.
You asking me?
Yeah, Chris.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. No, I'm a little confused because he was like, "You can't kill us." He's so confident right before she's about to shove a wooden stake into his chest. Like is he unaware that he's actually that his jig is up and that he's going to die? Or is he just like, I don't know. It's funny that he's
in that regard, I think he's saying you can't kill us as in like all of them.
Oh, gotcha.
Not necessarily like he knows he's going to die, but the vampires will still win.
See, I took it more as like a intimidation.
Well, yeah.
Like trying to like scare her to not do anything, but that clearly didn't work.
And as you mentioned, if you have one arm, you're not that intimidating. I must say.
It's true, yeah. Ain't something we can't do. Clap. That's a good fucking line.
Yeah.
But also, like, this movie came out in 91 or 92, meaning they probably shot around 91. And this was kind of like, I think this might have been one of the first things Paul Rubens did after the allegations against him, like when he was arrested in the movie theater. So I think this was kind of like the first thing to kind of propel the second wave of Paul Rubens to become an actor again after that little incident. And thank God for that, because like I brought him back into like to be in movies like Blow and oh god, what was the other one? He was in Blow. He was in Mystery Men, things like that. Like that 90s run of Paul Rubens, like kind of brought him back, which I was glad. Like being a diehard Pee Wee fan and seeing him in that movie was just fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
What were the allegations again? Like he was like caught like jerking off in a porno theater or something.
He was caught in a porno theater. I don't necessarily know if he was masturbating or not, but I think it was just the fact he was just a child star. He was a child star celebrity.
There were two sets of allegations. One allegation and one was just a situation. It was the movie theater that he was just, I think, seen at a adult theater, whatever his activities there. It was the fact that he was seen in an adult environment when he was a very active child, directly focused with children. So it was not really allowing celebrities to have a life and do adult things outside of, being a host for a children's show. But there were later allegations about, I think, like child pornography that turned out to be fake. Like it was like weird files that someone like kind of hacked in his computer or something. Like he was innocent in all regards. Like it wasn't anything that he did.
So he was a collector of
Oh, that's what it was. It wasn't the
Yeah,
file.
I
He was
read
a
about
collector of
that.
like vintage.
of vintage like pornography. So like
That's
a lot
what
of
it was. I got it
70s
mixed up.
and
Yeah.
60s porn, a lot of gay porn. He was a collector of, and some of the men in those magazines looked young, so they accused it of being children, and they weren't. They were all adults.
That's what
And
it was. Yeah.
um,
He also
you
said
know,
I remember reading about this. He also said he would buy these things, like people would sell, like dealers would like sell it to him in like bulk or something. Like, oh,
Yeah.
here's like a collection of like 200 vintage photos that you
Yeah.
might be interested in, and he'd buy it and not go through them or something like that.
Yeah, he had like we just recently watched there's an amazing Paul Rubens documentary that came out on Max, and we just watched that, and he just collected. He was a huge collector of just pop culture and forms of media, and it's just huge collections of things from like Howdy Doody and Simpsons and just a whole bunch of stuff. And he had like the adult side of stuff that he watched too, because it was just it's like art in a way. Like John Waters does the same thing, you know. It's like a very certain kitsch of art that they like to do. Rob Zombie's the same way. Vintage porn, like a huge like thing. It's weird to say out loud, but like there's a huge like following and appreciation of like that vintage thing, which is crazy.
Yep. It was fair. I think it's one of those things. If they want to have it out for you, they will, no matter what you give them as any ammunition. They're going to find something to fight.
Well, regardless, I mean, I feel like this like role for him in this movie was like a perfect, you know, because he's like a great comic actor in general, and he does these like crazy characters. And Pee-wee was designed as like, it wasn't originally supposed to be a kids thing. It was like a making fun of kids things. You know, it was geared towards adults. And to jump back into like a role that's back to like that, it's almost like going back to where he came from. You know, it's just like the wacky like adult kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
true. I think it just let him be himself again and just enjoy the process of being in entertainment. Brandon, what did you think of the kill?
Oh, it's the best. It's one of the best things ever, in my opinion. Because for one, like I said, I'm a diehard Pee-wee fan and Paul Rubens fan, so like I was immediately sold with that. And I remember like when I first saw this movie, I want to say I think I saw it with like Mike and Jade like years ago. Like we were like teenagers watching it. And I just remember I was like, holy shit, it's Paul Rubens. I was like, that's Pee Wee Herman. And then when he finally dies, I mean, he just jumps right back up. I was like, yep, that's Pee Wee, all right. Like you can't escape any of that because it's always leave them laughing. That's like the key thing with it. You always leave them laughing, and it's so good. And I loved every fucking second of it. And just like his style was great. The little goatee that he had going on and the hair, I was like, it's perfect. He looks very natural in that state too, which I thought was kind of cool.
Yeah.
But it was also funny too. If anyone watched the TV show version of What We Do in the Shadows, he reprises that role. Like he comes back. There's like a vampire council meeting, and he comes back as that character, and then Wesley Snipes comes back as Blade, and it's just like a whole bunch of like pop culture vampires that show up.
I gotta watch that one.
It's pretty fucking wonderful. Oh yeah, this kill is fucking fantastic. I highly recommend watching the movie. Like watch the movie first, then go into the show, because like you see the polar opposites of how it was. That like it like this movie is like, I don't know, it's like bubblegum. It's like weird and poppy and just very brightly flavorful. And then you get to the show and it's like a complete tone switch. That it's
Well, I think like the original focus is more on like her first days as the Slayer. Like it focuses more on her balance of just finding out that she's this Slayer. She's still trying to be a cheerleader and exist in the world and do her normal things. It focuses a lot on like her original training versus the TV show that more people are familiar with. Like you have flashbacks knowing that all of that happened with the TV series, but it focuses more like she moved because she got kicked out of her other school and she's already established as a Slayer. So it kind of picks up in the future, and it's kind of like seeing like, you know, in real time versus like, you know, cut to 5 years later type of situation.
Yeah.
But it's also like with this, like I made the casting and it was just ridiculous. Like a bunch of people, like David Arquette became a vampire and is floating at the window and just completely being himself. Like they all look like they had such a great time. And what was the dude from 90210 that was in it?
Luke Perry.
Luke Perry. And I mean, they're all just like obnoxious and in it. And
This is sounding like an all-star cast right now.
it was very much a time capsule. Of,
what's his name is in it too? Ben Affleck has like a small cameo in this movie. He's like a baseball player or something.
Yeah, it was just perfect. I mean,
Ben Affleck.
Yeah, they all look like they were having so much fun shooting that movie. It's all like, see, like they did their jobs well. They took it seriously as actors and as making a film. It looked phenomenal, but like they had fun doing it and could just laugh at themselves, and that's what I loved about it. And even like with Pee-wee's death, like they're just cracking up after that scene of just watching him die and just letting it go and whatever he does. You know, you just let the camera go and whatever Pee-wee does, that's why you hire him. He's trusting people to do the roles that you put them in.
I mean, like look, you know, kind of like looking at like some of the other like notes that I took. His visual, like we were just talking about his style, like with the goatee and everything. They apparently modeled that after his mugshot. So like 100% like more kudos to just be like, oh, I'm taking it back. Like so much more power to him to be like, I'm gonna look like my mugshot to be the vampire.
I respect it.
Respect.
Yeah.
He just came across as such a creep in that scene.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even need. I feel like I didn't need to watch the rest of the movie just to understand that character. Like I feel like he just broadcasted in like a few seconds with the stuff he was saying and how he was acting, fighting her.
Yeah.
And then how he died, it revealed the other side of it.
Oh yeah. It's so good. I feel like there's like another scene of him too where he's like,
I mean, I think they first see him and he's on a carousel.
He's on a carousel, yeah.
Is when he first like the carousel's going around and he's like on one of the ponies, just like oh my god, like what the fuck? And like it all reminds me of like the clip that we would always watch from YouTube, Brandon, of like one of our favorite scenes from Stephen King's It from the 90s, of like with Tim Curry like in the library, and we're the cut, they're talking on top of him and they're just like, okay, Tim, you can go home for the day, and he's just cracking himself up. And that clip we love, like that's what I think of when I think of this scene. It's like that moment of like, okay, people, you don't have to be here, like we're good. And he's just like, nope, I'm just gonna keep going. I'm gonna just be on the carousel now. And like they needed him in the carousel scene, but like he's just, no one asked him to be riding the pony in the scene, just shit that he did for himself.
Yeah.
And I love it. He's just perfect.
It's keeping it real for me.
Yeah, it's terrible. You don't need blood. You don't need all the graphics. Like it's just, it's just ridiculous for what it is, and I loved it.
Apparently, Pee-wee's character, Paul Rubens' character, was meant to be female. It was originally written as a woman and was going to be played by Joan Chen, and who was famously known as Josie Packard from Twin Peaks. She was the Asian woman that ran the steel mill, or the mill. So she was originally supposed to play that character, and then Paul Rubens came along and they rewrote it to be a male character. Which
that's honestly, a very different.
Can't be mad at that though.
Yeah, exactly. Like as much as I love Twin Peaks, but
I feel like if she was in the role, it would have felt more like The Crow kind of feel.
Yeah,
like just a little darker. Like I can't see her being comical.
No,
I mean, like,
she wouldn't fit that tone.
Like,
because you know what,
she wouldn't fit into the tone of the show. Like, she would just be more serious. I don't think she would be able to
the problem is what they probably would have done because of the time frame. This is just me assuming. not saying it's accurate or not, but with it being the early 90s and you get the Asian vampire, it would have been written so stereotypically racist that it would have been so bad that like it would have been like one of those movies that you look back at now and go, ugh.
That didn't age well.
Exactly.
I could see that.
That's how they would have written it for back then. And with you know, all the shit about Josh Whedon now, like 1000%. Because that he's canceled, I think, Josh Whedon.
I believe so. Or if not, should be. Yeah.
What did Josh Whedon do?
Apparently he was like really verbally abusive on sets and just really like power hungry, like I'm the boss, do this or you're fired kind of thing. And a bunch of people who worked on like Buffy and Firefly and everything like came out against him of like just being just a fucking psychopath, sociopath. And it's like I look at that and I think about it and I'm just like I'm not defending him. I think it's the idea of like, oh, you were the nerd that got picked on in high school for liking Star Trek, and now you got like money and power, so you're going to like get back at all of those people that made fun of you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of seeing it as I'm looking at images. You can see it in people's eyes.
And it's a shame because like he created such great shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a big wig.
Wow.
Like he wrote Cabin in the Woods, and that movie is amazing.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that was one of his projects. And
Why am I surprised that you've watched Cabin in the Woods? I don't know why. So
Who, me?
weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's just like for anyone, it's just one of those things like we love that movie so much. I just don't always think of people like actually knowing it. I just love that movie so much. I don't know.
You know what that makes sense? It's like not everybody saw it, but a lot of people.
It's like if you know it, you love it, and it's like
Yeah.
either you or you've never heard of it before. Like I love Cabin in the Woods. Oh my god. Yeah.
That's what made me actually like Chris Hemsworth. I was like, oh, I didn't think I was ever going to like him.
You know, that timing was amazing that he shot that, and then when it came out, he was then famous for Thor and everything, and that came out after the fact, just for timing, and it was just like he was nobody, and it was weird. Yeah. I don't know. That's a side thing. We'll talk about that later. In the Woods. Yeah.
Actually,
And Buffy. And we should also watch Mannequin, because I mean I can't watch Buffy without thinking of Mannequin 2. You guys ever watched Mannequin?
I did not, because I used to have a fair of mannequins. And
This might not help.
That's my dad's fault. He had one that had like, he did a keto, it was like a black belt. So we had all the pressure points that look like red dots. But as a kid, I see a faceless mannequin with a lot of points on it. I'm like, what is this bloody ghost? And I was just always scared of that mannequin.
That's fair. That's fair. Chris, you ever watch Mannequin 1 or 2?
Never seen any of the Mannequin movies.
Oh, they're fantastic. They're both taking place. They both took place in Philadelphia, actually.
Yeah.
The first one took place at where what the Macy's became in Center City. And then the second one, actually, there's like you see shots of South Street and Kelly Drive and like where we live now and stuff.
Where we shot Drag, with the beautiful pink trees when we shot the pregnant scene and everying, like we done that little hideaway corner. That's where they shot Mannequin 2.
Across the street.
In that same spot.
Oh.
Yeah, right across the street, like on the water side. Yeah. Oh my god. But like, I mean, so she was the mannequin in the second movie, and it was just, and that's just a perfectly terrible series that are phenomenal for what they are. But I can't take her seriously in Buffy with watching Mannequin. I grew up watching Mannequin 2 more than before seeing Buffy. So she's just a comical actor to me. Like I can't take her seriously, and a lot of her faces just felt like her Mannequin. Like she would just like freeze, and it just felt like Mannequin. And I just loved her. It was terrible. It's so bad. We gotta watch all day. It's fucking terrible, and I love them so much. I mean, she's a great actress. She does her job well. She does everything, plays the characters right. It's just so funny the roles that she's putting through.
These are my Christy Swan.
I'm not really sure what else. Yeah, I have to like look up what else she's done in like recent or like past those two things. I can't remember what else she did after beyond any of
Well,
those.
she was in. Christy Swanson was in. She was in Ferris Bueller. She had a role in Ferris Bueller, and she was in Dude, Where's My Car? She was Christy Boner in Dude, Where's My Car?
Okay.
One of the great stupid movies.
Yeah. Okay, so she's known for doing so. Apparently, she was in Big Daddy. I don't remember of what, and
She's in Big Daddy.
apparently, I have to see. I don't know what the hell she was.
Was
Maybe
she?
she was-
Was she the girl? Was she the mother?
No, and she wasn't. Well, she wasn't the love.
She was
interest.
Vanessa.
Who the hell was Vanessa?
Wasn't that the girl who broke up with him in the very beginning?
Maybe
The
because
Big
the
Daddy?
love interest was Joey Lauren.
Oh. Yeah, I don't
No, I
remember.
don't.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Vanessa. She's the one that he was dating in the beginning.
Okay, I
that-
really don't know the last time I watched Big Daddy, to be honest.
Me neither.
She
So
left
I
him for
wouldn't
the
wanna use
older guy
reputation.
because he had a 5-year plan and old
Oh.
balls.
Okay. She was also
I
in
watched
Pretty
that
in
movie a
Pink.
lot.
Huh. She has a lot of credits to her, and even like a lot of like early mid 2000s credits, but like nothing that really ever took off.
Oh God, we were just. I was at last night. I had my last shift at Mom's, and we were talking like a bunch of '80s movies. And Mannequin 2 came up, and Buffy came up. We are talking about Christy Swanson, and there
Well,
was
obviously,
another.
Mike, of course it did.
Yeah, I'm talking with Mike, and yeah, there was another movie that she did that was apparently like batshit crazy in the '80s. I had wrote it down somewhere. I put it on like my watch list. I gotta like look it up.
Okay, yeah, I'm
That-
looking at her credits. There's a ton of movies, but like nothing's really sticking out. I mean, she was in a movie as recently as 2021. It looks like,
Hmm.
but I don't know. These are what I know her for is Buffy and Mannequin 2, and I think that's where she peaked. But I don't know. Fucking love.
She was
Love
in,
it.
it was called Highway to Hell was the movie Mike was telling me about. An eloping bride is taken into hell and her fiance must pursue it. So straight to the point 80s movie.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible. We'll watch that.
Yeah.
Love it.
It's nothing like good bad movies.
They really are. They're just perfect. But do you think they think it's bad when they're making it?
Oh,
No.
they probably think it's the best thing on.
Yeah.
I couldn't even think of the phrase. Best thing since canned sliced bread. There we go.
Sliced bread, yeah. Well, because I
Because
know like
those
one of the watch alongs I want to watch for us is Troll 2, which was specifically named the worst movie like ever made.
The best worst
And I'm
movie
like,
ever.
okay, so I don't think they went in knowing like we're gonna make the worst movie ever, but like it's just fucking terrible and I love it so
Well,
much.
It was kind of like that even with them like making Buffy to lap it all around and loop it all around because like Josh knew it was bad. Like
Yeah.
all the notes that they had him do and everything that they changed, like it's not a bad movie. Let's set the record straight. It's not a bad movie. It's a highly entertaining movie, but it wasn't his vision. So he's on set thinking that it's bad. You have Donald Sutherland in this movie who plays like the vampire hunter trainer, kind of like a Van Helsing-esque character with this long trench coat and things. And apparently like Josh and Donald Sutherland would argue on set a lot that Donald would just go in and change the script. And it's like, it's Donald Sutherland, not like as a writer that hurts unless you kind of like talk about it prior. But like you're dealing with a legend who is Donald Sutherland. Like that dude is like top tier actor. And which I find really funny that he played a vampire hunter and his son was in Lost Boys. What's his name?
Keeper.
Keeper Sutherland. was in Lost Boys as like the main.
Yeah.
That's like a really funny connection. But you have this dude on set that's changing your script around. You have the studio telling you that like, oh, we like your story, but we're going to completely change it and make it this. And I can imagine that it was just like gut wrenching, and you had him thinking that it's going to be awful, and it became like
That yeah, because it's not even like you could do like a director's cut and then have the things you want. Like they changed the entire concept of this movie, and the entire tone is different. So I see where that would be frustrating. I give him credit for sticking it out and like, yeah, whether it's contractually or he wanted to, but sticking it out and doing what you have to do to finish the project, and then making your vision in the future.
I mean, it's a lot that he was even able to take his own project back. Like,
Yeah,
because this was 92. The show came out, what, 98, 99?
Maybe 97-ish. I know that the one they like graduated high school in 99, and they had been in the high school for a year or two. I don't remember.
97 is when it started. It went from 97 to 2001. So he had 5 years, and which kind of makes sense because like usually the studios have properties for like 5 to 7 years before it, gets lifted usually. But I guess the movie wasn't that much of a hit that he was able to obtain it and make his vision.
Yeah, I don't know how it did when it first came out. If it probably was. I have to see like what else came out at the same time. I'm curious of like what it went up against in the box office. I can't imagine it would have been extremely successful.
It wasn't that successful in the box office. I just looked up like the Wikipedia page for the movie.
Yeah.
It made money, but it wasn't like a hit. It got mixed reviews. The show was definitely like a much more successful, bigger hit than the movie was. Like the show was a cultural icon of the time.
Yeah.
Everybody was watching it. Everybody was talking about it, and it has stood the test of time. People are still watching it. It's been syndicated. It's hugely successful. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I do think at that moment in time that we did have a huge surge of not only like the female empowerment lead, but like that bringing the supernatural kind of became a resurgence of that, because like at the same time we had Charmed and Buffy, and I'm trying to remember what else had been going on at that same time. Lesser known thing, but like Roswell was a show I think around that timeline that was more like alien and UFO things, but like those types of shows were popular in that moment.
See, when this movie came out, it went up against A League of Their Own, Batman Returns, Sister Act. Like there was a bunch of like 90s staples that came out around that time. Death Becomes Her came out. Mo Money came out that same year, and like for that summer box office.
Shit, that's a lineup. Oh my god,
it didn't stand much of a chance.
That's a lineup. Oh god, especially I love Death Becomes Her so much. I love both of
You
those
said
things.
Sister Act. I was like,
Because it's like, you remember, so Buffy made 16 million in the box office. Looking at a movie like Mo Money, 77 million. Like,
What about Death Becomes Her?
let's see, Death Becomes Her grossed in 149.2 million.
Jesus, really?
Yeah.
No,
That was a Robert Zemeckis movie. You had Spielberg involved.
Bruce Willis. You had, you had a game cast.
Zemeckis directed that. Yeah.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, 149 million. Of course, it made that much.
Yeah, I guess that's fair. I mean, that's crazy.
But-
like the second you put it out, you
though-
see what you're up against. You're like, all right, yeah, this isn't gonna.
A League of Their Own came out around that same time. That was the number one.
Huh.
So, what did A League of Their Own?
I mean, that had
wow.
Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell. And
$132 million for A League of Their Own.
it's crazy.
Why?
Yeah. What do you think, Abigail? You like A League of Their Own? You like Buffy?
Although, like, Death Becomes Her grossed more money than A League of Their Own, but that was still the number one movie. Oh wait, no, hold on.
Is that sister? No, it's only 92. No, 439.
Yeah, 149
How much
million.
does Six Star Act have?
Shit, the 90s were wild. Like such classics that came out around that time. And this
Think
just
about
kind
it,
of
though. I mean, we were all like, we were all at the movies all the time. Like, I remember I grew up near a movie theater, and we would do like summer movie clubs, and we were always there, and it's what you did.
That was the last time America was great, if you ask me. The
I
90s.
agree.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
yeah, I mean,
okay,
there's no surprise that it didn't do as well in the movies, especially like, I don't know. I also think like just thinking of the concept to try to convince people to sit down for a movie at that time for this, of being like, cool, there's the cheerleader in high school becomes a vampire slayer, and I don't know. It's a weird pitch in that moment in time. I think it had a specific demographic, but I see how it didn't find its footing until years later with a new concept.
yeah.
The cult classic route.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I love it. Pee-wee's death definitely made it for me. That death scene is probably one of the reasons why I love that movie so much. Because it's just perfect. He's perfect.
And so like Paul was also in Batman Returns around that same year, like looking at like the gross of like what came out around the time that Buffy came out. So he did come in Batman Returns, but it was a cameo. So he played Penguin's dad, but it was only like a super quick scene because it was him and oh my god, I'm blanking on her name from Pee-wee's Big Adventure. God, the girl who wanted to go to Paris.
E.G. Daily.
No, not E.G. Daily. Fuck, hold on.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
But she was dating Andy, and she was like, "Oh, I want to go to France." And Simone, it's him and Simone, the actors who played Simone, and they're Penguin's parents. And he had the cameo in that, and then this came out where,
Yeah.
there's not too much else about this death other than just being like very notable, very iconic.
I mean, there's no like special effects to talk about. There's no like how did they do it to talk about. It's just funny.
It's all personality, like because he's like the big villain of the movie, and that is his downfall.
Yeah.
Okay, this also goes into, and we can address that. There's no like real big special effects. There's no gore or anything. He is a powerhouse on his own to be able to sell that kill in his way that people are still talking about. We wouldn't be dedicating an entire episode to this if it wasn't that good. And it goes into the power of Paul Rubens and just the presence that he had in pop culture and media, that he was able to carry the simplest of stabs to where he can just sell it over the fucking top and bring a new meaning to the word camp. You know, the dude.
I love that he looks back at her and he's like, "Oh, okay, we're gonna keep going. I'm just gonna keep going. We're not done yet." And then keep adding to it. He just had so much fun, and it shows so much of the magic of who he was and what he could bring to the screen.
And like kudos to the editor and director for leaving it in.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I also think that comes with like to an extent of like working with legends like that. Like,
yeah,
you can't bring him in and then be like, don't be yourself. Like you just like you get what you get when you bring him into a role and anyone into a role like that. But there are sometimes that it's great to challenge them and make them be completely out of their comfort zone and do something else. But there's also a matter of like this was not a movie to be taken seriously to begin with, so
No.
it's okay to have fun.
There's certain people that you bring onto a set and you just let them be them. You let them roll. It was the same thing with Ronnie Dangerfield in Caddyshack.
Yeah.
You know, you let you know what they can do. You let them be them. It's written that way for a reason. You let them do their thing.
But like you hired me. Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like what else did you expect? You're bringing Paul Rubens, Pee Wee Herman on. You know he's gonna.
And you made his makeup look like his mugshot. Like you knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
Like you made this conscious decision to, it was perfect.
You just let him be.
Yeah.
Who was who was he in Mystery Men again?
He was the spleen. He was the one who was cursed with pestilence.
Oh yeah.
He farted in an elevator and blamed it on a gypsy woman, so she cursed him to be forever the one who dealt it.
Oh my god, that movie is so good.
Mystery Men is going to be a watch along because it has to be.
It has to be. Yeah. I haven't seen that movie in a minute.
So good. That was another one of those movies of like watching it and being like, "Holy shit, that's Pee Wee Herman."
Yeah.
He's knocking people out with farts. Like,
terrible.
He really knew how to roll.
Perfect.
Oh shit. All right. On that note, I think we can pull it all together and get like final thoughts. So I want to start. We're gonna work our way. I'm gonna do Josh, Chris, me, and then Jill. You'll end it off since it was your pick. But so to pull it all together, Josh, with seeing this kill and us talking about it, like, does it make you what are your final thoughts on this kill particularly, and like, are you going to go and watch this movie now?
So the kill itself, I am turning that into a dance move. I mean that. And as for the movie, I know I'm going to go watch the series. So I think I should watch the movie before that. So yeah, I'm going to watch this movie.
Awesome. Chris, how about you?
Oh yeah, I want to watch it after watching that scene. I want to watch the rest of this character. I want to see what led him to that point. You know, I want to see why it was like, because you could tell how important his death was. You know what I mean? You could just get it, and but in like a hilarious way. I don't want to see what other antics he has throughout the rest of the movie. You know what I mean? I want to get to know this guy, and that for that reason, it's just a perfect kill.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I think for me, I loved it the second that I saw it. I will be a diehard Paul Rubin fan until the day I die. There's nothing that man has done that I did not enjoy and think wasn't great. And yeah, for me, the movie is definitely due for a rewatching because it's been too long. So, Jill, you're the last one. So you picked it. You end this out.
Yeah, I mean, it's always going to be one of my favorite movie kills because it's not the traditional kills that we enjoy in movies. There's no effects. There's no blood. It's just Paul Rubens at his finest. It's one of the reasons I love this movie and continue to go back to it. He's phenomenal. The movie is ridiculous and terrible. She's iconic from Mannequin 2. It's a perfect time capsule for me for that moment in time. I love it.
Awesome. And with that, thank you everybody for joining us. We hope you enjoyed this episode. We hope you enjoy the movie itself. We are on YouTube and Spotify, so be sure to subscribe, share. What the fuck is the word? Smash that like button is the.
Don't say that. That sounds
fucking awful. I hate social media.
Don't say those words.
But we will catch you next time with a new episode of Kill the Week.